Good morning. Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Happy
Good
Monday to
morning.
you. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. If y'all could have seen the behind the scenes this morning, it's been a figured out Friday. Like literally, look, I threw a hat on, I threw this on. I'm out of breath. Man, it's just been crazy. But you know what? I showed up, Brock. The Freedom Train showed up. He's here. So good
That's all
morning.
matters, brother. That's all matters is how it's just showing up. And that's like that's like the hardest part is literally the rest is easy now. You just get to use your voice.
Man, live. Yeah, it's been a morning. It's been a morning and a half, but hey, we here. We are here. So good morning, everybody. Hope all of you are doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. I sure did. And it's cold this morning in South Carolina, South Kakalaki. But looks like it's gonna get colder this week. I saw where it's gonna be in the 20s. So everything is like, oh shoot, I gotta go out here and winterize my irrigation real quick before tonight. I gotta go do my this and that on my pool. These warm temperatures kind of had us spoiled a little bit. So anyway, good morning to all of you. Happy Monday. My name is Chad Free, and I am a wealth strategist, and I believe true wealth is built from the inside out. And I believe that it's an abundance of anything that you value. I believe that in this case, with us being in sales and business leaders, I believe that when you are experiencing true wealth and you are on that paved road of purpose, that you truly attract and you don't have to chase as much because you're being you and you are being who you were created to be. And let me just remind you, it's a daily journey. Daily journey. So before we get started, let's start with our affirmations. And you know the drill, we're all going to come off of mute. Yes, we are. If you can. Manuel, I know you driving, man. Looks like. So you ain't got to try to figure out where the mute button is. Oh, look at it. He got it. He knows where it's at. All right. So on the count of three, we all going to say it together. 1, 2, 3. I am created on purpose for purpose.
And you
are created on purpose for purpose. All right. So before we get started, y'all know I like to brag about my kids. And so Jackson and his team made it through the first round of playoffs. And he did really, really, really good. Just found out that they wrote an article on him last night, how he is turning football into ministry and how that is his platform to point people to God and have them ask him about his faith. And man, you talking about a proud dad. I just couldn't be more proud. So that's a pretty large sports, I guess, coverage or whatever. So they chose to kind of spend some time with him and ask him about that and wrote a whole article about it. So anyway, I'll post that. It's already posted on my Facebook if you want to check it out, but I'll post it in the group as well. All right, man. So I'm trying to get my breath here. It really has been a crazy morning. I want to talk to you about the gift that's in the grind and turning pressure into purpose. Turning pressure into purpose. Have you ever just been so stressed out and felt like so much pressure is on you and just not knowing how you're going to handle it, where this is taking you, and you just kind of got palms up, like, What am I going to do here? If that's ever happened to you, or I want you to remember this because chances are you may go through a season of this. Think about, where is this taking you? Sometimes we have to go through this pressure, and it's almost a bridge to get us to a place that we're supposed to be, and a place out of where we are not supposed to be anymore. Sometimes the place that we're at is so comfortable, right? And we won't leave on our own. So something has to be shook up. Something has to not go right to put you in another place. If that doesn't happen, you just kind of hang in there, we'll figure it out. And so that's a fine line, though. You have to use discernment. I'm not saying that, okay, when troubled times comes, you just dip out of whatever you're doing and you go somewhere else. But sometimes you need to pause and try to figure out, okay, what is this? What's going on here? Like, is this a bridge that is trying to take me to a new opportunity, a new platform, whatever? So a lot of people want that prize, but they don't want the process that comes along with it. And maybe you can't get the prize where you're at right now. So pressure is not your enemy. It shows who you are when things get tight. And we've all heard about diamonds. Diamonds have to go under pressure, not comfort. Everybody wants the prize, but again, if you want the process. So when you stop running from the pressure and start partnering with it, you unlock a version of yourself that can't be stopped. Pressure clarifies priorities, and it reveals who's serious versus who's seasonal. That's good right there. So you need to ask yourself, what is the thing that's stressing you right now? And is it actually strength training you for the next season of your life? You see, I had to go through my breakdown and my pressure and the thing that I thought I was climbing the ladder, right? You've heard me talk about that. I was climbing the ladder, but it was against the wrong building. I thought that's where I was supposed to be. And things started getting kind of shaky, from an economic side and an emotional side. And then it started becoming a conviction of mine where, hey, I did have to take note. This is serious. What's going on here? What is this? What's happening? I had to bring attention to that. And when I turn around and look back, it's like I thought that was the opportunity of a lifetime, that I thought this is it. This is what I want. And I even said God opened that door, and I still think He opened that door. He opened that door to say, okay, go on in there and see if that's what you really want. And it wasn't. Not at all. He had something bigger. So I had to have that breakdown to have that breakthrough. My heart, again, I say this, my heart had to break in order for my eyes to be opened. And if we're just being plain and simple, I believe a lot of times we can stay lukewarm and kind of cruise through and stay comfortable. But if we're called to something bigger, I think that we feel nudges. I think that we feel things, inside, or I believe that that we can feel that, but we avoid it. We kind of run from it so we don't feel it anymore. We're scared. Ooh, I don't want to know what that's all about. I'm okay right here. I'm doing just fine. And we stay on the hamster wheel, wondering and wondering and aimlessly, wondering and living without purpose, really. But here's the thing, if you are serious and you do want to take your life to the next level, and listen, when I say next level, I'm not talking money necessarily. I'm talking about just being a better version of yourself. If that's truly where you're supposed to be and you're ignoring it and running from it, I've heard a lot of people fall flat on their face, just like I did. I mean, if we listen to a lot of these Figured Out Fridays, these people have gone through some stuff in order to rise above stuff. I've said this before, but you can't have a victory without a battle. So if you avoid the battle, you'll never slay those giants that are inside of you, that are in your life. So sometimes that pressure may be getting you to move. If I hadn't have gone through what I went through, I would have continued to try, continued to climb, and then I would have spent more time as a successful failure. That's what would have happened. But I got out of that situation. I surrendered to purpose. And then that's when I believe God truly unlocked the potential in my life. And this gift that I call it a gift. I think it's a gift because I love doing it, just talking, like and speaking life into people. I could do that all day long. I've never been able to do that. What I mean by that is I've never had the blessing or been able to do something that I look forward to every single day. I can't wake up. I mean, I can't, wait to wake up and truly just live on purpose that day. So pressure may be a bridge that is taking you to your next level. The grind grows character. Skill gets you in the room, but character keeps you there. God often hides opportunities inside of adversity. When you have so much adversity, that's when you start looking to Him. Right? That's when you start seeking out Him. And that's ultimately what He wants. The grind teaches consistency, humility. And if He gave you a platform before you were prepared, the blessing would crush you. It's like that. We've talked about it before. I don't have this story or analogy completely down, but like with toddlers, you got cabinets down here in the kitchen and they can get in here and play with the pots and pans and all that stuff, right? But the silverware is a little bit out of reach because there's knives and there's forks, right? And then you don't keep your fine china down here at the bottom underneath the sink. I remember it, y'all. I remember it. Had to be pre third grade for me. But my mom had a yellow something, and it was like a strainer. You pour noodles in it, and it strains everything. But I would put it on my head, and the handle looked like the beak of Big Bird on Sesame Street. And so I'd get in that thing underneath the sink, and I always want, I'm Big Bird. I'm Big Bird. The fine china is up way out of reach. Maybe that's where we're at in life. We got to grow into the things that we're ready for. You don't toss the keys to your, Brock's not going to toss the keys to Bryce. Say, yeah, go ahead. Run up the street and get us a gallon of milk. He's not ready for that, right? No matter how much Bryce wants to drive that truck, that Denali, he wants to be like his daddy. You got to go through you got to mature. You got to be ready for it. That's actually a great analogy. I know it's probably been used. I mean, that's just great. Think about that. You want something so bad. I want to be just like my dad. I want to be just like my dad. That's Bryce. He wants to be just like Brock. He wants to be in real estate. He wants to drive the car. He has shared things where he wants to get up in the morning, first thing when it's dark. He wants to be like his dad. He wants to be his dad. And that's fine. But you have to take steps. He's not ready to take those keys and hop in the car and go down the street. It's a process. Yes. Purpose turns pain into progress. Purpose gives pain meaning. Purpose gives pain meaning. Again, I talk about my kids a lot. But Clayton, I shared with y'all, he went through a serious breakup a while back. And I've never seen him broken like that. Never. He never really dated a lot of girls, but he started dating this young lady, and that was his first love, And if you bump your head or get a scratch or whatever, your kids, you can put some Neosporin on it. You can pet them. You can say it's going to be all right. You can get a bag of ice. But that heartbreak wasn't a whole lot we could do. And as parents, it killed us. It killed us seeing him like that. But now, once he got through, he points back and he said, I had to go through that to be where I am right now. That made him more intentional and serious about being who he's supposed to be. And his identity is not found in a girl or validation or anything like that. He had to work on his foundation. And he's done that. I heard somebody say one time, I think it was Myron Golden, said, they say everything that goes up must come down. But great things, truly great things, go down before they ever go up. Talking about a foundation, right? Like if you're going to build a skyscraper, you got to go down first before you can ever build something up. Just as an example. Pressure without purpose will crush you, but pressure with purpose will crown you. You're not just selling products, you're changing legacies and setting people free. When you have purpose, when you get knocked off the horse, you have bounce back, you have resilience. Mental toughness comes. If you don't have purpose, oh, woe is me. This is horrible. Because you're letting other things determine who you are or say who you are. You're letting circumstances define you. And lastly, what I want you to do is the next time that you feel like life is pressing you, don't think that it's a curse. And think about, what am I supposed to be learning here? What are you trying to teach me, God? Because I truly believe that's the season where he's refining you or equipping you for that next level. One thought can take you this way, one thought can take you the other way. And you can even say the same question, like, why is this happening to me? Why is this always happening to me? Now you're going down victimhood, a victimhood mindset. Or you can say, how can I overcome this? And what can I learn from this? Same situation, mindset, mindset. So think about the pressure. Pressure will not break you, it can build you. The grind will not drain you, it grow you. And if your heart is right and you truly want to be the best version of yourself, I believe that pressure is preparing you for your purpose. So don't quit. Don't quit. All right, guys, I made it through that. So I hope you all got something out of that. Sometimes there is power in the pause. Sometimes we need a pause. We need to pause, just be still and think about when we're going through pressure and these tough times or what have you. Because chances are, if you mean what you said and said what you mean with the affirmations that you're created on purpose for a purpose, and I'm created on purpose for a purpose, think about that. There's purpose inside of the pressure. All right, guys, that's all I got. All I got. Anybody like to come off mute and talk to me? Any questions, comments? Anybody want to add anything? Thank you. Thank you. Cena, Jesse.
Well, I always got
Jennifer.
something to say.
Yes,
First, it's just nice to be back in my home office here to my first week of stability and being back to normal. So I wrote down this, Chad. I like this line, and I think this is what you said, but I want to make sure that I said it correctly here. You said skill gets you in the rooms, character is what keeps you there. Is that correct? Did I have
that
that
is
right?
correct. Yep.
I just think that that is so, so true. Where, if you don't have the skills, if you don't have the energy to be able to learn the skills, I think especially in this real estate market right now, we call it separation season. And this is the time period where you really have to double down and do the things you don't want to do. When you hear the Christmas music and people are having like little Christmas cheer and the Friendsgivings are happening. I'm not saying that, don't go to a Friendsgiving, but you don't have to do it at noon and then be there for 3 hours and then be like, hey, let's carry this over into like another bar. And then let's carry this over into happy hour. And then let's carry the next thing you know, it's like you wasted an entire day. And then so I really love that where the skill is so, so very important, but that just gets you in the room. That's half the battle. the other battle is your integrity and the character of the person you are, to know what it takes to stay in there, willing to take the pressure, willing to take the heat, willing to take the noise that's outside of your head that is trying to knock you down and get you off track, and to stay in those rooms that you know are going to help you grow and go. And so out of what you said, I really loved your message today, but that line right there specifically, I wrote that down. Really, really enjoyed it. So that's my 2 cents, Chad. So thank you.
Thank you, Brock. Thank you. Anybody else? All right. If not, I'm going to leave you with this, and it has a lot to do with what Brock just said. I talk about true wealth, and I think a lot of it comes down to alignment. And to add to what you were saying, I've got this wealth pyramid, true wealth pyramid. And at the very bottom is purpose. When you pursue your purpose, that's when, now follow me. When you pursue your purpose, that's when I believe God unlocks your potential. And that potential in your life is the gift he gave you that, listen, is not learned, earned, or even deserved. A lot of you have a gift that you've not even tapped in yet. Then you become very aware and present. Because now you're truly able to listen to people, to understand, and you're aware and you're right there. Then it's profit, internally and externally. And then ultimately up top, it's peace. But when you do that, your spirit gives you that confidence. Here it is. There's the alignment right here. Then it feeds your heart the desire. It gives you the desire to do those things, to learn more, your mind. So those things you have to be doing in this time that you don't want to do. Well, if your spirit is giving you confidence and you have the desire to be doing it, then you'll want to do it and you'll learn it. And then you'll constantly be doing it. That is alignment. But if you base it just on knowledge and skill, when you fall on your face, there's no desire or confidence to get back up too quick. So confidence feeds desire. Desire makes you want more and more to learn and all of that good stuff. So, all right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. It's 8:45. Sorry if I came in here like a wrecking ball and a hot mess, but you know what I mean? I'm here. I made it, and I did the best I could. So hopefully somebody got something out of it today. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Be here tomorrow, 8:15. Can't wait to hear from Brock. I'm sure he's going to share his around the world experience, this voyage he's been on, Captain Magellan. And we'll see you tomorrow, 8:15. See ya. Bye.